Jana kuna vile buda anaitwa Atwoli alikuwa kwa JKL.LIVE and he talked about presidential term limits. Of course, huko based in the US, the presidential term is 4 years, the term limit is 8 years, yes? Basikia kile buda alisema.
Presidential term limit how?
Extending from 5 to 7 years.
If you asked me, as Francis Atwoli, I would tell you, let us remove the time limit. Why? This is what is causing a problem. Somebody is timing after 10 years, I want to be a president. Are Ugandans experiencing the same problems we experience here? People have made politics to be an industry. Every morning is politics from morning to evening because they know Jeff's term is almost ending. If they didn't have that in mind, go to those countries that are led by kings, monarchs, and so on, world over. Even in Europe, we have kingdoms.
Yeah, but that's madness. You can't have that in Africa. Come on.
Yeah, but Africa and Europe, who developed first?
So, Meskeo, anatukompea na Europe, anatukompea na country kama Britain. Britain has a king, King Charles, but there are still elections. The elections are for prime ministers. They're still parliamentary elections. But unafeel nini juu story? Should we get rid of the presidential term limits na zinasumbua Africa?
First of all, you know, this is what I would say. People like Atwoli are the ancient people that are in our society right now that we need to get rid of. According to me, Atwoli has done culture to be an industry, according to him. And it's been staying there forever, trying to survive through all these regions. It's not like we never had someone else can do with Kotu. But guess what he did? He's just there, stuck all the time. So, but he thinks now the presidential term limit is just another problem because the other day, it's the same Atwoli is just confused, by the way. Because all the time when Uhuru Kenyatta was the president, he did say the same thing. Right? Yeah. And term limits, they must be there regardless. Because, you know, people have ambitions. We can never have the same regime all the time. That's why we have these kind of things which are happening right now, because people can never make changes. Because whatever they have, they feel like it should be holding them forever. To me, Atwoli is out of scope. Is just out of, I don't even know. He's not a person that I can listen to. At the same time, this is my opinion. I've liked Jeff Koinange for the longest time. Jeff Koinange show for the longest time. But this is the kind of things just make that show lose even traction because of attracting this kind of people to come even for the interviews. Because pretty much what is he saying? The other day he was banging phones on this show and all that. And Jeff doesn't ask him real questions. When he's saying these are the countries like Germany, like UK, like the US, these countries are very developed. Their politics is really in the new era. They don't even do. Germany actually, they use even a pencil in marking their voters. You know that, right? They don't care as much as that, but they know their systems are really working very well. Atwoli are just demons of development or progressive democracy in Africa. So I don't think it stands for whatever that all Kenyans they want. It's just one individual just wants to make their own things just to be relevant. It's just 80 years old. I don't know how old is he. Should
okay, because spare me sijui age yake, but nikifikiria because the same thing ilomesema when I think of Jeff Koinange, there's some interviews that I normally wonder, like it makes me miss the Jeff Koinange extinguisher. Remember the extinguisher guy? Yeah,
because I ask you real questions.
Yeah, because this now, and talking of presidential term limits and talking of, because this guy went ahead to say that according to yeye, Ruto will be president by 10 a.m. in 2027. Na reasoning yake ilikuwa kama Ruto anaweza shinda 2022 without the president's help, that means when he's president he's going to win. And this brings a very interesting conversation, because then the question is, are elections won through votes or are they won through rigging? Because the fact that you won from the outside should only prove that elections are won through votes. It should not prove that you are this kind of like ni messianic figure unaelewa, like atiweni go special. So wanaonaje, because 2027 unakiendaje hapa Kenya?
Man, I've had several discussions even with some members of parliament. Anyone who's going to stand behind, who's going to have Ruto's picture behind there or a poster behind their campaign posters, going to have a rough time. I don't even know. Even some were even saying they don't see if he can make to 2027. It's not going to be possible. I mean, to me, realistically, he will. And and if we don't get our things right, it might come back again. You know, it's very possible. I know it's very true. Is the truth that you don't want to consume. It's just the reality that is just there. Because right now is the moment whereby we really have to put things that we want to put forward. They can easily just make sure that this person is coming out of it. The fact that we are getting pretty uncomfortable, that everybody's just booing him. So, like now we see it's the obvious thing that's going to come out of 2027 is going to put that out of the radar. But I would say this: we'll have to keep pushing relevantly to the things that he has done and things that he hasn't done to make sure that we get that move the way it was like that about 27 ifike. Yeah.
Okay, so tuendelee kumpush out because okay, mimi sijui nini
nikisikia
sana Rudi.
Here's the thing though. Ruto is only popular right now in Nyanza, but he's popular with a region whereby people don't even vote.
Yeah.
The Nyanza doesn't even vote.
Yeah,
but they have such a how do you call it? This weird fanatic feel, Luo, whatever nation, the fanatic following for Raila, right?
Yeah.
And if Raila loses from AUC, of which is going to lose according to what I've heard, best I don't have any experience just to say anything about the AUC. The same Raila that we've seen for the longest time is going to come and is going to walk away from UD, from the government with so many other members of parliament or some other key politicians.
Yes.
Yeah, because this person right now is becoming so irrelevant every day with all these horrible government agendas that is coming up with that no one can support. They're not supportable. They are just unpopular. Some are good, but you know, if you don't have a way that you can easily just sell them out to the public, then you know who is to blame? Yourself.
Yeah. So, okay, because another reasoning that he gave was that he supported Raila in 2022. Raila still had Uhuru Kenyatta, and Raila lost. So, with that reasoning, he's like, this time Ruto is going to win, and he's going to win easily. I don't know. But me, when I hear
so who supported Raila?
See now nani Atwoli alikuwa anasema alikuwa na support Raila, and so right now if was a betting.
So Atwoli doesn't have a political will. Even Salasia is even popular than even Atwoli.
Yeah, I know.
You know that. You know, this is the thing that we keep making these mistakes all the time. You see, the people who are disturbing us in this country right now are the people who are at the age of like Atwoli, 55 years and above.
Yeah.
You see, even the police officers who arrest people, who abduct people, are the people of that age gap. And I'm not saying all of them, but a good number. If you look at them, they kind of have this transcended way from the Moi era. They used to be the police officers back then. So they were the youth then. This is almost 20-something years on. So when they get to this, when they're headed to retirement, to me, I always think like they're probably going through some aging crisis.
Yeah.
And identity crisis at the same time. So Atwoli fits perfect into this kind of a thing, according to me. So what we really need to look at is what are we getting at? What is the niche that we're getting at when we're making all these kind of decisions when it comes to 2027? That's the most key thing. Policy making. People are coming with policies which are very important. That's what we can say.
Yeah, because I heard Mbadi I think said something interesting. He said that one of the biggest problems in Kenya right now is because of overtaxation. He's a CS for Treasury, but he said that due overtaxation, the middle class is not liquid. So the middle class is not spending. So we need to think of ways ya kufanya pesa irudi kwa the middle class pockets. To me, this is the sort of conversations tunafaa tuna have. But hizi conversations za kuhave ati mtu atakuwa president by 10 a.m. and they are very unpopular. This is the first president ule watu wame come up with so many nicknames that you can't keep up. Unajua, from Zakayo to saizi ni Kasongo, and
Kasongo means what? Why Kasongo?
Kasongo,
yeah, I know the song very well.
Yes, so with that, and I think because of the shape of his head, so instead of kumita Kisogo, wasana kumita Kasongo. So hiyo imekaa mikashika the silhouettes. Waliona silhouettes za Uhuru?
No, not as much. But I saw cartoons, but the silhouettes they were never there.
And the cartoons were they being made by random Kenyans, or they were being made by Akina Gado?
Akina Gado. The usual Gado that we used to know from back then.
Yeah, but za nani, it's people just wake up in the morning and they draw this guy. His kids have nicknames. Watu ya nani walikuwa na nicknames? Watu ya Uhuru.
But
saizi ukisikia Wiggy G, you know who people are talking about.
That's correct.
Yes. did we have any nicknames for Uhuru's kids?
No.
Did we have nicknames for even Moi's kids? We didn't have. So this is how much, like, alafu wanna draw the whole family. Like, they'll draw one person carrying a bag of money, another person carrying a Bible, another person carrying a wig. Na niko sure so
wig ina represent Charlene.
Yes.
Okay.
And she's Wiggy.
Oh man.
Alafu pia kuna Bible, unajua ni nani?
Yeah, Ruto. Rachel, sorry, yeah.
Alafu the bag of money.
The bag of money is Ruto.
Yes. You see, so imefika hiyo time. So this guy who's this unpopular, you want to tell me he'll win an election? Alafu the only reasoning ni her voters are not online. Who told you that? It's online ndio ilipushile movement. Toka 2015 tulikuwa kwa streets na.
Tulikuwa kwa streets, yeah, na.
Wali juaje hiyo kitu?
Ulikuwa because you know I was in the US, but I just came specifically for that maandamano, because even me we get moved so much when these things happen like that.
Yeah.
And I just thought like it's very important for me to be a part of the maandamano, and of which I got here, and then we went together and all that, and then we made change whatever that we were able to make at that point, particular time. This president is so much and popular. And again, let me tell you something. When you mentioned about like how people like the overtaxation, how I look at it is very different. You know, there's a lot of taxing in the US.
Yeah.
But you know, you see what your money is doing. And the government agendas, some are very popular. 3/4 of the government agendas can easily be supported because you can feel the impact and all that. But you look at it right now, it's very unfortunate that you can say someone has billions and billions of money, and at the same time, the kind of money that they have is not even helping anyone else.
Yes.
You say, for instance, like we said Uhuru Kenyatta has a lot of money, right? He's a billionaire. But you know, you can point a finger to his organization or to his like companies that it can generate that kind of income, right? So here are the people who take money and go stack it somewhere else. It's very unfortunate, by the way.
Yeah.
If you take the money and just put it back to the society for expenditure and all that, maybe it could be something else. We're not entertaining theft or corruption.
Yes.
But you know, you just ask like, what's the lesser evil? Because at the end of the day, Kenya, you can never accuse someone for corruption. Yeah. Because at one point in time, we're just all of us, we are corrupt at default. Yeah. Or by default. So when we say like this overtaxation, why can't we? I mean, like I think like the government doesn't listen enough to people, or maybe they don't copy from the right society, often the right people, like in terms of broadening the tax base. So they're only just pinning towards one direction, and then they only collect from one direction, hurting the people more. People are supposed to spend the same money. Yeah, the middle class. You see, the middle class. So the middle class don't have money. Money is just with the bigger individuals who just go scot-free. And the ones who have political connections. And you know, it's a very sad society where the richest people in a country are politicians. Because the most developed countries, the richest people are non-politicians. Yes, they are entrepreneurs. Because you know, for you to, unaonaga Elon Musk, people joke that Elon Musk is never asleep. That anytime you may tweet, you'll find him there. And you know, Elon is running Twitter, he's running Tesla, and SpaceX. Yeah. So he's doing all these things, and he has to be fully involved. Ukiangalia hata story ya Jeff Bezos, fully involved. Umse wa vaccine, fully involved.